about remakes and reboots. Are they good? Are they bad? Is there some better than the originals? Is there some that absolutely hate? Is there something that you absolutely love? We're just going to dive right into that, and this is one of the few topics we've actually discussed a few minutes before we came on, which I think it kind of helped mold what we're going to talk about tonight, because we all agree that we disagree on this. I mean, this is one of the few times we've talked about things, and I'm just going to throw this out here. I'm going to start. We were all going to do like a one that we love, one that we hate. I can't name one I love, not one, because 60 to 70% of the ones you guys say is a fair number is horror movies.
Yeah, I would say a lot of them fall into either horror or western.
Right, two genres that are way down here on my list. Not for anybody who does like that. That's your opinion, but that's why we're here.
The ones that are the ones that are non-horror or western are movies like, say, Ocean's 11, where the other one's made in the 30s,
50s,
somewhere
right?
there.
The original Rat
Pack. Haven't seen anyway.
Right, and that was to my point. These may be good, remakes. Like I've seen 3:10 to Yuma, I've seen Ocean's 11, hadn't seen the originals. Even True Grit, I've caught bits and pieces of it, haven't seen the true original. But with that being said, there's not one that I would say is a great movie. There's one I absolutely hate, and I'm going to start out with that one. Not to start out on a negative tone. We're going to do the hates first. I'm going to go ahead and lead this off, and then Ghostbusters. Look! I can't stress this enough. Look into my eyes, everybody. Do not touch a masterpiece. Don't take the Mona Lisa and go put eyelashes on her or put some more blush. Don't touch her. Let her be. That's Ghostbusters. And then to bring in this whole genre and just rip out all the men in it, bring in all women, that's a ballsy move on their part, and it completely failed. I didn't think, even though they have one or two decent actresses in that movie, I do believe.
Kate McKinnon, she was actually really good. She was a shining star
in that movie. My daughter loves the movie. My daughter's also 7 and wasn't a huge fan of the original. We all are, and anybody with a pulse is. Don't touch a masterpiece is my point. Peeps, go ahead. Something maybe you hate?
It's really hard to follow that up because that is probably possibly one of the worst remakes ever. But like he said, most remakes fall in, or I think I said it, but most remakes fall into the genre of horror, westerns, or movies that are so old that you probably haven't seen unless you're a huge movie buff, and then you're like, okay, well damn, this is a remake, I need to go watch the original. But mine falls into the horror category, go figure, but it would be the remake of Day of the Dead. If you ever cast Nick Carter in your movie, you know your movie's going to be a failure.
Should have went with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I should have went with Justin Timberlake, but that's not even
Nick
the worst
Carter.
Part of Nick Carter.
God.
That's not even the worst part of the movie. Anytime you have a vegan zombie that because they're vegan, they refuse to eat flesh.
Yeah.
I just want to know what you were on when you were writing this movie because I want some. But just.
Oh God, that's awesome.
Can
we please? Can he patent that saying? Whatever you're on, can I please have some?
I don't know where you get it. Okay. A vegan zombie. Really, Bo, you don't like horror, but how would you like a vegan zombie?
Dude, that's the one. That would be like, seriously.
That might actually make him like zombie.
That's like remaking Rudy and making it touch football. That's the whole point. Is he gets his ass handed to him daily. All right. Well, these guys are just these mindless, zombies who eat people, and now they don't eat people. What the hell? Are you kidding me?
This is a movie that you need to watch. We need to just make a list of movies to watch with.
Please let me watch this, and I swear to God, we're not. I gotta watch these movies. I want to watch these movies.
Like Tokyo Gore Police. Oof, can't wait on that one. But that all the way to the ending, to the misuse of Ving Rhames. I love Ving Rhames. He played a great character in Dawn of the Dead, which will be brought up later in the actual good remakes. But
what years was the originals?
70s, early 70s. Early
No, that
70s. Because the original Night of the Living Dead was 68.
Yeah.
So it'd be early to mid 70s.
Now the actual
Up into possibly early 80s.
not to change subject, but the Jessica Biel movie Chainsaw Massacre was an actual remake of the original.
Remake
Correct.
Of the original 76.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that came out along the same time as.
Actually, around the same time Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Remakes versus what do you remastered? Not remastered, but
Reboots.
It's a very weird thing.
Reboots is kind of changing the story a little bit. Remake is straight up doing not necessarily shot for shot like something as precise as Psycho. Like when they did Psycho and then Vince Vaughn did everything shot for shot, camera angles, everything. That's a pure remake. It's one extremely rare and something you should probably never do because we won't talk about how horrible that movie is. But
the Vince Vaughn Psycho?
Yeah, you probably like it.
No, I mean it was.
But
the jacking scene was pretty intense.
That's really the difference between a remake and a reboot. Remake is trying to keep the same plot, synopsis, same characters, everything. Whereas a reboot changes up some of the story and everything. Reboot to me is like Spider-Man 2002 versus Amazing Spider-Man.
I agree. So we're all in agreements that
I think
they're all trash.
No.
Oh no. Now I have one that is trash.
Yeah, we're going to you on the one you hate.
I'm a kid of the 90s. Teenager of the 90s. Grew up, outcast kid, all this. Everybody loved Marilyn Manson. You always associate one movie we all watched since we were kids with Marilyn Manson, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Then suddenly Johnny Depp had to go Johnny Deppified. And they did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And they took something that is genuinely creepy and made it almost pedo bear creepy. Like it was no longer about a child killer. It was something that you look at. It's like, I'm not showing my kids to this because they're gonna have nightmares of thinking some guy's watching them in a clothing store somewhere.
He went sick with it.
If they tried to take the creepy aspect of the movie and make it too blatant instead of the subtle tones that the original story, the original novel, the original Gene Wilder movie had. And they went over the top in so many aspects and then didn't even keep the scariest scene, didn't even keep the boat scene. No. They give some cheesy, corny, alternate version to it.
Well, let me throw this at you, though. How much of that was Burton?
I don't even think Burton directed it, did he?
I think he did.
I'm pretty positive Burton.
I mean, it looks like if Johnny Depp was in it, chances are Tim Burton and Helena Bonham Carter probably had a role somewhere deep down inside.
So I'm almost positive Burton did it.
Work.
I know this. That's got to be a Burton. If that's not a Burton movie, I'll chug a whole bottle of wine here in a second. Go ahead and pick.
Don't do that.
I mean, if it's not a Burton movie, it's got to be a Burton movie.
Directed by Tim Burton.
Boom. Okay. So how much of that was Burton?
I'm sure most of it was Burton, and in certain aspects, I'm okay with that. Like, I mean, I'll be your.
Dude, Helen Bonham Carter is in the movie.
She's definitely in the movie.
She's in it.
Of course she is.
Like, I will go ahead and say, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Corpse Bride. I love Frank and Weenie.
He needs to stick to animated movies.
I mean, even a couple live actions. Batman '89 is my. I'm sorry for anybody that judges Dark Knight and all that. Batman '89 is my top Batman movie.
Yeah, we've already had this discussion.
Yeah, we won't go deep into this.
No, we can't.
But
we don't have time.
They tried too hard to get in the scene kids, the alt crowd with that movie.
Pedo bear.
What was that word you used?
Pedo bear.
Please, God, that's awesome.
So we have a bunch of stuff that needs to be
patented.
Yeah.
Yours was.
I think pedo bear might actually be patented.
You're gonna get a trademark at the bottom of the tattoo you get.
Okay, this is.
Get a little copyright symbol.
A scroll with all these patented words. So we've obviously we've all hit on some we hate. I go no further. I'm just going to comment on the ones they love. Let's kick it right back to Bradley on something you love.
Something I love. Anybody that knows anything about me, Sam Raimi movies. The Spider-Man, even the horrible Spider-Man 3, you know, those movies, McHale's Navy, like was it McHale? Yeah, it was McHale's Navy, goofy, you know, Navy comedy movie. The Evil Dead trilogy, obviously, which leads me into this. A lot of people bagged on the Evil Dead remake. I think it kept up with everything that the Raimi brothers and Bruce Campbell was doing in the original Evil Dead movies. You had your over-the-top gore. You had your cringeworthy decapitations. Things like you had a syringe going into somebody's eye. You had a girl picking up a box cutter and licking it and cutting her tongue. These just cringe.
Sounds like a Saturday night at Peeps' house.
Yeah, these cringeworthy scenes, and that's what made it. And you still had the comedy in it. You still had the cracking jokes left and right. Like that's what made Evil Dead great movies.
Just to cut you off for one time, have you seen all the Evil Dead movies?
I've seen an Evil Dead. I don't know if it's the one he's talking about. That shows how much I keep up with horror.
You should watch the original 3 with Bruce Campbell.
The one I seen looked like it's 90s-ish.
That's probably That's probably Army of Darkness or something.
That's probably Army of Darkness.
But I mean, they're fun. They were supposed to be fun movies, and this one got a little more serious, a little more darker, but it still had that fun aspect to it, and it included an incredible twist to kind of set it apart from being a remake. The characters that you thought were going to be the heroes, the characters you thought were going to be the villains, 15 minutes for the movie end, they decide to flip the entire script on it, and you're like, holy crap, I didn't see that coming.
Which is good. Any movie.
Yeah. Mine, once again, going back to the horror and kind of sticking with the zombie thing, Dawn of the Dead. The Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead, it's the pinnacle of probably Zack Snyder's direction.
James Gunn.
Well, James Gunn didn't technically direct it. He helped with it. But it's great. The first one, great. The only thing I have problems with the first one is it drags. There's a little too many scenes that kind of, you just like, and then it goes to action, and then you're like, okay. But this one, it doesn't drag. Once again, starting by zombies, caught them all, just, kind of, there's social commentary thrown in there with all of that, of, consumerism with zombies, mindless consumerism, I guess you would call it. Once again, Ving Rhames. This time he's actually in a good movie. I actually don't know any of the other actors in that movie, so
There's a lot of low names.
Yeah.
But the point, the two movies, the one that you love and the one that you hate, are related.
Yeah, they're both, original George A. Romero movies.
That's remakes from the same movie series, and their actual Day of the Dead is actually a sequel to the Zack Snyder
Dawn of the
Dead remake.
Somehow.
Yeah.
See, and I was looking for a movie to promote. I can't think of any. I thought The Karate Kid was terrible. I thought The Footloose was adequate. Longest Yard, that's a pretty good remake.
Yeah.
That's probably, out of all of them, that's probably my favorite remake.
Thanks, Mike King, for good because there's so many nods to the original in it, like Burt Reynolds.
Right,
and then he kind of throws nods at him telling the story of the original Longest Yard, like he remembers the time when he was in a game against the guards and all that.
So that, it's a lot better than fucking Dan Aykroyd showing up in a taxi cab saying he's not scared of ghosts and shit. I mean, dude, seriously.
And Chris Hemsworth having a dance off.
God, stop it. I'm about to throw up. Seriously, we can't talk no more about that movie. But, I mean...
I personally enjoyed that movie. Not really. I'm just going to joke and see
okay.
That's not even a funny joke.
I just wanted to see Bo's face for a second.
I lost all expression if we go back to
the fact that the ghosts and the special effects literally look like you're going to a dubstep show or something that. Like a live show. It didn't look like ghosts.
Like it was...
Yeah. Oh,
but we all agree, I guess you could say. It's definitely a horror, maybe some Western. Western's not that popular anymore. Two genres I don't care about. That's why I kind of let you guys take center stage on this.
It's majorly a horror thing because horror, for people that love horror, there's a special place for certain movies in their heart. And that's why you always see people go outraged the moment you see Nightmare on Elm Street being remade, Poltergeist being remade. Anytime they announce them remaking a movie, the internet blows up and suddenly there's 20 new cases of aneurysms between all your friends.
That's a good point.
At this point, horror movie remakes, he brought up Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, then you have Friday the 13th, Halloween, the major players in the horror
Scream de la Creme.
Yeah. As long as we don't touch Hellraiser. Clive Barker will kill him.
They are technically talking about remaking.
The Alien, is that a remake or was it a prequel?
A sequel.
Sequel or prequel?
Alien is the first movie. Prometheus and Covenant are actually prequels to the original Alien movie.
Now this new Predator, is it going to be a remake?
I think it's going to be technically kind of sort of a sequel. I don't know.
It almost looks like a reboot. I'm not 100% sure. I mean,
if they can find a true long Arnold in his prime,
it's a big Predator's like a big deep into comics and novels franchise. So there's so much crap they can work with that.
Which we got out of, Predators. It showed them all having the different job. The one that came out like 2008, I believe.
The hunters, the scavengers, things like that.
We got that out of that. This one, I don't really know. To me, it kind of looks like a reboot or it could be, after the first Predator. But it seems like it's the first time they've come into contact with them. Which, of course, we know from the second one that they'd come in contact with them during the Arnold movie because, the government brings it up, I think.
It's a Shane Black movie, so I'm probably going to watch it anyways.
Yeah. I mean, it looks
He's following up Nice Guys. He's coming off a good high after Nice Guys with this.
It looks really bad, but...
it's Shane Black. I'll watch it.
I mean, what do you think of movies like that? I mean, you're not into horror, but you like horror sci-fi movies?
the Predator movie in the 87, I believe it was 87.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper.
One of the most lowest budget. It was one of the highest grossing movies of all time. That movie absolutely murdered it. I thought that movie was unbelievable, especially as a kid. I would watch that movie and I can go in there and watch it. That's another movie I can watch 100 times.
You had Apollo Creed, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Who did you not have?
And Terminator, all in that movie together.
And then you had the Predator, who was to that time
the ultimate killing machine.
Yeah, and he had doing all this shit we've never seen, and just the sound and all that. And if you go back and look at the budget on that, it was pennies, dude, to what it earned. You can Google it right now. It's one of the highest, money making films of all time. But I'm gonna tell you this: that movie was great. It's another one of those. Let's don't touch the original. If you want to go in some other direction, maybe.
I would agree with that. Don't touch the original.
Yeah,
but the funny fact about that, it is the only movie to ever have two governors in it: Jesse the Body Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's pretty awesome. That's
Just
pretty awesome.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah,
that's all I care about more than than Apollo Creed before the Russians decide to kill him.
And we don't talk about how bad
we beat him to death.
Yeah, how bad the second one is. Sorry, Danny Glover.
But yeah, it was terrible, guys. We're going to wrap it up tonight. We may do one more. I think we're going to do one. We're going to do one more craft beer for this week to make up for week one when we didn't do a craft beer tasting. So, you guys have a good night. Take it easy.